Really good practice. Good Tuesday. Guys had good energy, execution. Starting carried over from game to game to practice, and just like the tempo and the execution of practice today. So, really good day. Question?
How have you seen DeAndre mature from the beginning of the season to now?
A lot. I mean, just in how he approaches things, and I think his understanding of all the little details and why they are so important to create the inches to win. The difference in winning and losing, and how you have to practice to create those habits. And I really see it there. I see it understanding why things are done now, and the urgency to want to do them right, even if he messes them up, and to turn around and want to go get them. You know what I mean?
Go ahead. There was one instance I saw on the Showtime show where you asked him how many times are you going to take to get it right, and he said as many as I need to, and it kind of took you back a little bit. What was
it does. I mean, but you also got to learn quick. But you do. That's the attitude you got to take. You got to keep doing it over and over and over, not till you do it right, till you can't do it wrong. And he's taking a good attitude that way.
How has Travaris McFadden done with getting better play to play and not letting things?
A lot better. I mean, just each week, and even last week he had a couple that he slipped up, but he's going to get challenged. You know what I mean? And when you play man, you're going to get challenged. But he's gotten better and better and better. His mindset, his mentality's gotten better.
What's the latest with guys like Bruton and Westbrook?
Westbrook was out here in the practice today, if I'm not mistaken. Probably wasn't anyway. Supposed to be out in the blue. Bruton wasn't, but I think Westbrook sure should be. I'll double check. He was supposed to be today, but they think he got a chance to be okay. But we'll see. You don't know.
Trey Marshall doing all right?
Yeah, Trey practiced all day.
Was it a hip injury that he was talking about?
Yeah.
And Matthew Thomas, he left the Syracuse game.
Matthew?
Yeah, Thomas.
He made a sack come off the edge like a wild man, so ain't nothing wrong with me.
That safety position, the attrition of that position.
Sometimes it happens that way. That's just the way it goes. I mean,
are there any guys we haven't seen back there yet that might have to step
up? I think we'll be all right. Because Erman's back there and Trey's back there, and we'll get AJ back. I think we'll be okay.
How'd
Carlos.
How'd he do in his limited?
Good. Played well. But Carlos is going to be a really good player now. Carlos got a chance to be a really good player.
Last year, the games were able to contain Cook a little bit in the first 3 quarters. But how do you kind of get him started early this year?
I don't know. That's going to be a good challenge because they contain everybody. You just got to keep pounding. That's the thing about it. You got to keep pounding. You got to keep pounding until it breaks. And that's the thing with him. You don't know what play it is. You keep giving it to him. You run your assignments. You do what you got to do, and we'll block them. And sometimes they get off. Sometimes they don't. You just got to keep going.
Is that a testament of their blocking and their
there's no doubt. Not the scheme, it's the players. Well, the scheme is a very good scheme. Don't get me wrong, but they got good players, good scheme.
Does DeMarcus set the tone for the defensive line?
Oh yeah, he does. Most definitely. He's the energy. He's the bell cow. And he's the guy out front.
Jacob is back?
Yeah, Pugh's back. Yeah, Pugh's back practicing today too.
With the kicking, are you comfortable moving forward with using Logan on the longer kicks?
Yeah, as of right now, that looks like it is. But you don't know how they evolve. You'll see what they develop in the offseason when Ricky's leg gets stronger or Logan gets more consistent, inside on the shorter kicks. So, that's always going to be there, and the best guy's always going to play.
Did Logan kind of reach some benchmarks you wanted to see before you were comfortable putting him in, or is it just...
No, where he hits those kicks, that's where he was and where we wanted to do it.
With Jacob being out last week and Dunn Xavier's doing a great job, did it allow you to have Matt come off the edge a little bit more?
Oh yeah, it does. And that's where Matthew is really dangerous. We play great inside, but he's dangerous out there. We got some really good edge guys.
Jimbo, with Jim having a decent kicker over there this year.
Oh yeah,
very
real
good kicker,
very good punter.
What is, as opposed to last year, what does that do for his the ability to expand the playbook a little bit when he's midfield, third and four?
It just depends on them. I don't know. I don't know how he'll approach things.
But if you have a dependable guy like that, what does that do?
Well, once you get in range, you're allowed to be more aggressive. Most definitely. Once you get to the range, you can then start being really aggressive.
With McFadden, is he a good example of a short memory guy, considering the way the North Carolina game ended?
Yeah, it has to be. You have to be at that position. You always got to be that. He's done a good job of moving on.
Most guys in that situation might fold, and he ended up.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them. When offensive linemen get beat, or when quarterbacks go have bad games, receivers drop ball. You go through that as an athlete. Not just there. Every position you're going to go through that in college. You're going to have your days. People going to doubt you and why you're there. Or, why you're not good enough. But you can't listen to that. You got to move on.
Jimbo, you on your call-in show a few weeks ago, you talked about Freddie, and you said he'd be successful in whatever he does in life. What are
character? It's high character, smart, accountable, dependable. Just everything you want in somebody. Whatever he does well. He takes pride in it, has a lot of pride in his work, and just gives tremendous effort.
Good days he's seeing these state rivalry games. Do you feel like the inferiority complex is starting to diminish?
I never felt one in the first place.
We saw Javian Elliott was promoted from the practice squad.
No, I didn't. That's awesome. Did he really?
Mm-hmm.
Man, what a story. It just keeps getting better and better. There's a sign. You never know. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you told me that. Happy for him. Congratulations.
Defense was able to play, exceptional last year. Are you kind of expecting something similar this year?
I hope so. I mean, when you play great defense, you're always in the ball game. And it's like great pitching in baseball. You know what I mean? Or, anytime you can limit the other team's points. But they got really good players, so hopefully we'll play well. We need to.
Jimbo, have you had any communication at all with Telvin in the past couple weeks?
Yes.
And, he, the combination of losing his brother, then he's got a new baby, and just this, and the guys back in Jacksonville are kind of raving about the leadership he's shown during this time. Guys went to the funeral with him, took time off.
Doesn't shock me one bit.
If there's somebody who would bounce back from this, it'd be a guy like Telvin.
Telvin's he's just an amazing person. I mean, he really is one of my favorite players I've ever had the privilege of coaching and being around, and just what a genuine team guy, person, to family, to friends, to people. I mean, Telvin's he's real people, and it doesn't matter. He is a unbelievable resilient guy, and he's like I say, he didn't grow up with a silver spoon. He wasn't a 5-star guy. He wasn't a guy that was a superstar growing up his whole life. He had to grind and work for everything, and and part of that was his personality, and learning to deal with that. And I'm super happy that, unfortunately, he had to tough situation with his brother, but if anybody can work through those things, he will, and I'm glad for his success.
By the way, they have stopped trying to make him to something he's not. They're trying to put 20 pounds on him or something like that, and just letting him play.
I did too. Let the guy play. If a duck can pull a truck, get him to it.
Considering the number of missed extra points in the NFL this weekend, you ever see it moving back to 22?
I hope
in
not.
college?
I think it's the dumbest thing they ever did.
Makes it play more exciting.
For who? I mean, for a team.
For coaches, it might.
No, I mean, you just reward. I mean, you have a great reward to drive to tie a game, and you still got to get a 30-some yarder to. I think it diminished from it personally. Don't agree with you at all. Excitement, excitement. Hell, go run around a car or at a car, that dog chase you or something. You get excited.
Players go to position coaches' houses?
Yeah, Wednesday night. Wednesday night, they all go there and do everything, and have Thanksgiving dinner. And we'll have Thanksgiving dinner here Thursday as a team after practice, and then give them a little break. Get back on Friday.
Okay.